This is almost a 10-year-old map I made for Gary's mod back in the day. It's super relaxing, but also has a darker side to it. And I figured I'd hop into VR, see what it looks like to scale, and then also point out some cool design details that I had when I made it, so. All right, we are in my 8 or 9-year-old map now at this point, made for Gary's mod, GM Apophis V2. Gorgeous, so scenic. You could just die here, couldn't you? I could die here. Maybe I will. But I wanted to load this up and kind of give you guys a run through of it, and also just out of curiosity in VR. I know this isn't an overnight video, but I wanted to see how everything looked to scale, and then just give some details about the design of it. That there's actually kind of like a story to it, and a lot of small details that aren't evident unless you're me or someone who's like really looking for it. So let's hop in. I'm gonna explore the coastlines and just kind of walk you through some of the thought process here. I've thought of everything, including why there's, for some reason, hedges on a deserted island. I was a C student. For what it's worth, overnight VR video coming soon, but figured I'd do this just for fun in the meantime, to kind of fill the space, since I've been busy. These are a lot bigger in VR. This was not made for VR, so the scale of everything is going to be probably a little out of whack, but we'll see. So this is kind of cool. The whole thought behind the map is that this was like a deserted island where one guy lived out most of his whole life. I think there's actually a shipwreck over there that we'll see in a bit, but there's all these little details that you'll see as we go forward, like, I don't know, just little crap that he's probably left behind, a power saw, some sawhorses, this little axe in the stump, and it's just little tiny elements like that that give it a little bit more life than just trees and a deserted island. But something kind of cool here that I learned when making this map and any kind of outdoor map in general is the way that texture should work. And sort of this embankment, or whatever you want to call this dried up like gully. You can see it's like sandy texture here, and then as the elevation of the geometry increases, then it goes into the green and the foliage and all that stuff. This is actually the dude's house that I'm imagining like he built, or I actually built it, but the backstory of it. And then also some kind of weird construction that he was working on here that never got finished. I always liked the look of this area. Like, it just looks so good. Even though it's an old GMOD map, like, it looks right. It looks like it's something's gonna be built here. And it's gonna be a giant penis. We'll get to that in a bit. Actually, we'll just get to that right now. There's actually a story to this map and a quest, and I'll show you guys that in a bit, or at least parts of it. I don't want to spoil all of it. Map will be in the description, by the way. So this is kind of interesting. That power saw over there doesn't make sense. It's like, how do you get electricity? My thought process was like, so here's a generator and then some sort of oven or furnace or something. I don't know how this would work practically. It probably wouldn't at all, because I'm not an engineer, but yeah, it's a nice thought that somehow you could throw logs in here and it would just power a generator. I don't know. It's like a little workstation, which in hindsight I should have put like a bunch of tools and whatnot on, but you know, he's been at work here for a while. Salesman slaps these. Psh, can you imagine how many Abraham Lincoln houses you can make out of these logs? Incredible. But yeah, we'll go up there in a bit because that's actually kind of interesting. But for now, we'll just kind of keep prodding along the coastline here. So this, in hindsight, was a bit of a mistake, but kind of interesting. You kind of see coming from the house, we'll get there in a sec. There's like almost like this little dock that he has here, which I imagine, I don't know actually how this was or what the purpose of this was when I first made it, but almost like you could just, come here. What? No, that's not what. All right. Yeah, so that's exactly what I was looking to do. So imagine a man deserted on an island, just kamikazing all of the crates and all of the barrels that he got from the shipwreck. Because, you know, what's there to live for other than the beauty of this island? Yeah, it's so beautiful. Look at me just sucking my own dick over here. Dock, I don't know, but then I blocked it off with these 2 walkways anyways, so I don't know. This is kind of cool. It's weird seeing my own map in VR like this. But yeah, I'm imagining that was his shipwreck. And he made his way over here with some of the barrels and crates from the wreck. Let's go check out his house, and then we'll work our way around the island a bit more. Sorry, I know this is a little unconventional, but it's kind of interesting for me at least, and maybe you'll find some interest in it. Yeah, so this is his house. Oh, that's funny. Look, see in VR, you can notice these details a bit more. It's like his shoes. Like he just leaves them at the doorstep. And inside, we have a nice roaring fire, which probably would be out since the guy's probably been dead for a long time. Cozy. Over here we got like a kitchen. I think you can open these cupboards. Yeah, nice. And a little room of worship. A little creepy, but he's got a little room of worship in here. This is actually part of the quest that we'll get to in a minute. This is really stupid. I kind of left this room open for anyone who wants to just like build their own stuff instead of me decorating everything. This is like the credits. Good lord, this is so stupid. Look at my old 15-year-old, 14-year-old self. Bucket gangster hobo, indeed. And then my buddy's little Nate laugh. This is funny. This is actually him. Okay, he's had enough. And then this room is kind of interesting. It looks a little ominous. Oh, fucking hell, I knew that was coming. It still kind of got me. Oh, yeah, I put a jump scare in the map like an asshole. God damn it. But, yeah, this little hatch here, I was kind of like, oh, maybe there's like some secret part of the basement that's not accessible from the other staircase, and there's like a dark secret here, which there is a dark secret to the island. But we'll look at that in a moment. Yeah, god damn it, that got me. I'm the creator, I'm not supposed to scare myself. It's like a door-to-door salesman selling things to himself and scamming himself. There's kind of a lot to point out, actually, I forgot. Yeah, so this cemetery thing, I feel like, so there's parts of the island that are untouched and newer and sort of the dudes domain almost, but then there's like an older part of the island, right? Which is why some of these statues and graves are here. Almost like they were inhabitants long before. Or maybe this could be part of his family. Who knows? Maybe he had a family. I don't know. Maybe it's the people on the shipwreck who died. And he spent his whole life setting up stones. Who knows? Insert explanation. These are the fun little details I like, the little world building. Here we have the wheelbarrow. Now, when a man and a wheelbarrow really like each other, I'll leave it there. He burrows himself in the wheelbarrow. Here's a cool little fishing dock that I'm imagining he made. Out there you can kind of see like another separate island. There's not really much out there, but that island's completely untouched. Here you can see like little fishing crates that I'd set up to make it look like this is how he got his food, or collect trash from the ocean that people left. And he could just sit here and fish himself silly. Cool little details. That's what it's all about, baby. So I'm gonna let me show off the quest, and then I'll talk about the circle up there and some of the significance of it. Obviously it looks Stonehenge-y, but there's a bit more to it. So let me show you this guy. So on the beach, if you look carefully, there's this gnome, and no one is really gonna think about picking it up except us, because it starts a quest.
Oh, thanks for picking me up. I've been stuck there for ages.
My good voice acting.
My name is Gunther.
Oh shit.
I came from a rocket, launched into space by a man with an orange suit. Sounds a bit odd, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Hey, well,
What the
since
hell?
we're up and about, could you do me a favor? If you could give me a tour around the island, starting with taking me to the basement of the house, I think I can do something for you. I have instructions to a treasure fit
Oh my
for
God.
a king, laddie. And if you take me around, I can set you on the right path to finding the treasure somewhere on this island. So take me to the basement, and we can continue talking from there.
Yeah, I don't think I'm taking you to the basement right now. This is gonna look really stupid, because I think it's glitching when I try and pick him up in VR, but basically he just said, there's a treasure on the island. He got launched into space by Gordon Freeman years ago or something stupid, and he wants us to bring him to the basement. I'm not gonna show you guys the full quest because he kind of takes you around the map, and it's actually pretty funny. And then at the end, you get a truly epic prize. If you follow his prompts and just do what he says in the map in the description, trust me, you won't believe the prize that you get. The prize is so good. Whatever sexual orientation you thought you were before you get the prize, I'm telling you, it's gonna change. Now up here, it's kind of the center of everything. You can get, that's kind of like where you start down there. There's like the dock, starting dock. You can get up here through a little path. There's multiple ways you can get up here, but yeah, so basically it looks like Stonehenge, just some sort of like, Neolithic stone art, basically, Druid-esque. Little statue in the middle, and then there's this ginormous plaque, which is the name GM Apophis. And it's a bit edgy, but it's kind of funny. And it's kind of cool back in the day, like what the purpose of this whole map, like what is the purpose of this stone circle was what I was thinking. And if you're able to tie this together, which I'll tell you in a moment after I read it, but it basically talks about the Egyptian god Apophis, fighting through demons in the afterlife, blah, blah, blah. The duat, the whole good, Egyptian lore shit. And then at the end it says, like, he is rising, 2029 AD. We wave as he passes by. By 2036, this island receives him as his final resting place. And if you know the name Apophis and are familiar with space, there's an asteroid called Apophis. And in 2029, he's going to kind of skirt by Earth. And there's a small chance that he could hit us in 2036. Scientists don't think that asteroid will. But, in this little world, these ancient druids knew that this is where that giant world-ending asteroid would land. Like this little circle is like the target almost. Boom! And so they set up almost kind of like a shrine or something, right? That was kind of like my thought behind it. So it's kind of like this darker underbelly to it, where it's like, hey, this is where the world ends. Isn't it relaxing? But yeah, those are some kind of cool little just random observations about the map. Again, you can download it in the description, and I'm going to be doing an overnight video, 2 actually, in the next couple of days, now that some of the personal life stuff is all figured out. And we're looking pretty good we're in a pretty good spot to make some more content, so yeah. Let me get a good view real quick. Oh yeah, this part's kind of cool too, I forgot. Yeah, there's like a bunch of debris that's washed up, it's kind of cool. But yeah, thank you for watching, and as always, see you guys in the next video. Pew.